708 Dan and Dan, AM Quad Cities at News Talk 1420 WOC. Maybe you've noticed there's a situation brewing in the city of Moline, and this has to do with alderman and
two alderman candidates and two mayoral candidates, I believe, are all had their nominating petitions challenged.
Right, and the mayor of Moline is challenging Alderman Stephanie Acri and Bob Vogelbaugh, Mr. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, that's rough. You're going after them because the bottoms of their nominating petitions were not numbered. There's a reason for that. Joining us to talk about it, Stephanie Acri, alderman. Is it alder? We were talking about this. Is it alderman, alderwoman,
at large,
alderperson?
No, I'm comfortable with alderman.
Okay.
Alderman at large.
Alderman at large, Stephanie
Thank
Acri, joining us here in the studio today. All right. Well, this is one of these things where when you talk about why people get annoyed at politics, this is one of them because everybody knows you. It's not, we're not like 5 signatures short. Nobody's really questioning the signatures on your page.
Or there's not like 5 signatures that are exactly the same.
Right.
Or things like that.
It's not the actual signatures that's the problem. It's the technicality that the bottom of the nominating petitions of each page are not numbered. All right, let's start with why are they not numbered?
Well, if I had known to number them, I assure you I would have. And the last time I ran, I numbered my pages. And the difference between last time and this time wasn't that I knew to number them then and I've forgotten. It was because the form was slightly different. So the last time there was at the bottom of the signature sheets, there was a line that was labeled sheet number and then a line following it. This time, you can't really read the sheet number, and there's no line, and so it kind of looks like a file reference or something on the form. And I'm not the only one that didn't number my sheets.
Well, and that's an interesting point because the last election, this wasn't for mayor. This is for all ward candidates, right? This was all for alderman candidates, aldermanic election. It was. Not one person running in that election numbered the bottom of their pages, right?
That's correct. So there were 6 individuals that ran in the last election, and not a single one of those petition packets had their signature sheets numbered. And so we have 4 aldermen that were elected into office that had this same issue, and it wasn't disqualifying that time.
So why?
Well, you probably should just step down, shouldn't you? Because, obviously you've been serving illegally.
No, I haven't. My sheets were numbered the last time. So the way it works is there's 8 alderman positions, and 4 get elected every 2 years. Right. So there's like an alternating.
Right.
So you were fine. This wasn't.
I'm good. I'm solid right now. I'm sitting proud.
We should be calling for those aldermen who are sitting there right now to resign because they were elected with. It sounds like they shouldn't be there. This is just crazy. I mean, if we look at the bottom of those sheets and we say they're not numbered, well, just somebody take a pen and number them. I get what they're saying. Look, they have to be numbered so you can challenge the petitions and say, hey, page number 6, line 6. Okay. Well, then just go through and number them. I mean, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Right. I think that the law, the statute is set up to make the system more just, more fair, easier to vet candidates to make sure that they're qualified. And so it is meant to help structure petition sheets so that if someone does have a question, they can reference that particular signature. But it's really designed for the 600 pages worth of signatures for larger elections. In my election, I only needed 2 pages. I submitted more than that because I wanted to make sure that I had enough signatures, but I could have submitted 2 pages, 15 signatures on each page, had my 30, and been done with it. And I just don't see how you couldn't figure out what line you're talking about if there was fraud.
Maybe I'm out of bounds here, but it just sure seems to me like there's somebody that doesn't want either you or Bob Vogelbaugh to run for mayor, and that's why these things are popping up.
Well, I would say that would be a reasonable assumption to make.
I mean, it's just
why. Have you talked to the mayor like off, not, I know you've got lawyers and everybody going back and forth, but have you just talked to him and looked at him and said, what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, Bob Vogelbaugh and I have been working together, and we both reached out to the mayor and requested a meeting, and he had a conflict the first proposed time and has not been responsive since then, because I think that there has to be a way to be able to address his concerns and still give the voters a choice. And I think that outweighs this technicality. My right to be on the ballot and the voters' right to choose their mayor outweighs this technicality.
Yeah.
Yeah, just seems, it really does seem ridiculous.
I haven't heard anybody. I mean, literally, I have not heard one person. And usually, we do talk radio, so we hear a lot of different opinions from a lot of different people. I have not, and usually you can find the craziest. Like if I come on this morning and say, hey, beautiful blue skies out there, somebody's going to call and argue and say, hey, those skies are not blue. That's refracted light from blah, blah, blah. I haven't heard one person say, yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to run. Those are the rules. Just, they shouldn't be on the ballot. Not one person has said that to me.
And I haven't gotten that feedback either. I found the feedback to be quite the other way, that voters really want an opportunity to vote. That's what the democratic process is about. And to interfere with that on a technicality is frustrating to a lot of people. But I think something good is going to come out of this. I think something good always comes out of difficult things. And one thing is that you won't have a candidate in Moline not numbering their pages in the foreseeable future.
It'll never happen again, right? Yes.
And the other thing is that the voters are getting an opportunity to see who their candidates really are. It's not the normal election where it's sound bites and kissing babies. It's not that. You get to see individual character, and I think that that's helpful for them to select their candidate.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I'm going to fight to get on that ballot. One way or another, I'm going to fight for the opportunity to serve Moline as mayor.
Let's say they rule against you. Of course, obviously, you can appeal that then, and that goes to the circuit clerk, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so we'd appeal that there. Let's say it doesn't. Let's say they go, nope, those are the rules. Number. You got to put numbers on there. Are you then writing in? Are we then going to write in Stephanie Acri? You're going to be there no matter what?
I will be there no matter what. And I would walk away if I thought it was the right thing to do. I don't think it's the right thing to do. And so I'm going to do what I think is right, and I think it's right for the voters to have a choice. And they don't have to vote for me, but I want to give them a choice.
Yeah.
That is what is so amazing about this. And I think you brought up a good point that the voters now get to see what the candidates are really like. And, boy, I just, when people do things that seem out of character, like challenging over technicalities, it just, I don't know, seems to cast a different shadow over them that sometimes people can take a look at and say, you know what, it's maybe this person isn't exactly who I thought it was. I mean, for God's sakes, he's going after Mr. Thanksgiving and you. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to offer a quote from Abraham Lincoln where many men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power.
Right.
And this is definitely within his power. This is an option. And so you get an opportunity to see what people will do when they can.
Yeah. And I say, look, I have no problem if there are signatures that are in question, and there are,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm 100% for somebody challenging those and saying, no, this part isn't right or this part isn't right. But that's not what this is. This is a technicality that really, if you see the form that you guys are handed, that sheet, the line for the sheet number is not on there. And human nature is you're going to fill in the blank lines. And if that line is gone, I'm sure if that line were there, even in 2015, if that line was the line there on those 2015 sheets?
In 2015, you could clearly read sheet, and it's abbreviated, so it's sheet NO.
Right.
You could clearly read those full letters, but the line was missing.
Okay.
So there is something about the line.
Yeah.
Nobody filled it out, even though at the bottom of the sheet it says sheet no. For
right.
some reason, nobody numbered it.
Yeah, and on this year, the copy that you guys got this year, you can't even read the word sheet number. It's like cut off in half, and it just looks like some characters for something on there.
So the ones that did get numbered this year were all modified. They would write in so that you have a spot to put the number.
Yeah.
And so it's just really an odd situation. But we'll get through it. And Moline is wonderful, and Moline's going to be wonderful after this. This is just a little distraction.
Seems out of character for Moline.
Really. And quickly, while we've got you here, why are you running for mayor? What is it that you would like to change?
I think that there has developed a void of leadership in Moline, and I'd like to help us capture all of the opportunities that are going to be coming with the train coming and the bridge coming. The next 4 years are going to be full of opportunities and full of challenges, and we really have to be on it. We have to be able to take advantage of everything that's coming our way in the next few years, because those opportunities won't come back again.
Alderman at large in Moline, Stephanie Acri, currently a mayoral candidate, and
Yes,
hopefully,
I
and
am.
next Tuesday will you will be no
One
matter
way or
what,
another,
right?
she's
Yes,
going to be a
she will be a
candidate,
mayoral candidate, whether it's going to be write-in or what, we're not sure at this point. But thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it, and best of luck. And your hearing is on Tuesday, right?
Tuesday at 9 a.m. in City Hall.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
It is
Thank you. Thank you for having
7:18.
me.
Dan and Dan, AM Quad Cities.